What up, what up? It's your boy Chris Lee. This is another episode of Blerd Talk. You already know why you're here. You already know why you're here. If you like anything dealing with blerdom, anything dealing with nerd talk, I'm talking about if you just wanted to see me ramble and talking about something that I'm passionate on, you came to the right place. Welcome to Blerd Talk. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more episodes to come. Here we go. Let's jump into it.
You making music, Daddy?
Yeah, I'm making something like music right now.
We're talking about the PlayStation Portal and the newest update to the PlayStation Portal. Now, for a lot of us who've been holding out on this console, this might be a good time to go, let me see what's going on. Oh, that's nice. It's one of those moments. So, for those of us who've been holding out, the reason why we've been holding out, because obviously this console is nothing more. Gotta get my thumb shot there. Nothing more than just, how can I put this? A remote play console. And a remote play console is very lazy, right? And especially in this day and age when you have handheld controllers you can put your phone in, such as the backbone and the other alternatives that you can use. Even some actually have the same handles or controller styles as this. That's a lot less than this. You can literally turn your phone into the console with the backbone. Like that is incredible. That's nuts. So the fact that you can do that, and I had a review on that, the backbone as well. Make sure you find it on my channel. But the fact that you can do that really makes you question the Portal existence. Like, exactly why do I need this? Right? Because I mean, I can have remote play on my phone through the remote play app through PlayStation, right? I can also play cloud gaming from PlayStation library if I have the subscription on my phone, right? And wait, I can also kind of like use the chat feature as well on my phone. So you're kind of like asking yourself, why exactly would I invest in this? And that's what PlayStation is starting to realize. Like I feel like a lot of people that's at the top and making decisions when it comes to these type of consoles or these just direction that they're going in, is so detached from the gaming community. At this point, I just feel like you're crunching numbers and you try to appease your stockholders and try to keep your numbers up, and you're really just completely detached from the gaming community. Like, you need somebody who is that bridge, somebody who can translate from the gaming community and say, hey, this is what they want. F whatever the heck you're doing, this is what they want. Like, you're losing them. You're killing me, Petey. You're killing me. You know? So at this point, they really got to figure out a new identity. So when you got all these handheld, controllers that can turn your phone into a console, which is mobile gaming. So you got all these mobile gaming controllers out. It's really, really impossible to really say you need this, because you can have that mobile gaming controller and use PlayStation Plus or streaming service, and also use Steam, also use Xbox Game Pass, and you also have the actual mobile games through your phones or your brand the App Store, such as the App Store or the Google Play Store. They all have their own games that's made directly for the phone itself. So you literally have like the infinity gauntlet where you're like, I'm not limited to just one. So again, how do you regain traction, PlayStation? How do you regain a fan base that you're losing? Because when you first came out with this, we was all under the assumption this was a continuance of the PlayStation Portal, the PlayStation PSP, the PS Vita. We was all under the illusion that this is what we were getting, a more refined, a more modern, a more up-to-date version of that, which is why we was flocking everywhere to find one. But when we finally got it home and realized this is not at all what we expected, it was a bad taste in our mouth. So we kind of like, we're good. So now you're trying to figure out how to regain that crowd. So here's my tips on how you can regain this crowd. Now, whoever got connection with PlayStation, make sure they get this video. This can help them. And also, I'll be open to a job if we can talk numbers. I promise you I can make y'all a lot of money with the ideas I have. But don't believe me. Who would I know? I'm just a gamer. So with that being said, when it comes to this, here I'm gonna do a list here. I'm gonna just count them off. Here's a list of things you can do to improve your gaming console that really put it back in demand and back at the forefront of the mobile gaming community. So let's start with number one. Number one, you clearly need a better, how can I put this? We know that you're now announcing that you can play cloud gaming on this console now. That's the big thing now. They just stated, a statement come out on a new update, you can actually use cloud gaming. And cloud gaming is pretty cool, especially if you're like not around your actual console. So that's really dope because that gives you the freedom to play wherever you are. But there's a caveat to that. There's only so many games in the cloud library that's worth playing. A lot of the games are games that you wouldn't even play on the actual console, let alone in general, you know. So, and now you at a point now, yeah, I got maybe 10 games out of 100 that I'm interested in playing through cloud gaming, but the rest is like very forgettable. So I feel this is my answer to that step, part one. Let's start with the obvious, expandable storage. Expandable storage would be great because this is the thing. You're going to eventually start downloading games and saving data on your device, which means you're going to need something to store that. Expandable storage would be great. I say up to, I don't know the size behind what y'all can do, but I'll say I recommend up to at least 512. 512 gigabytes to be just very safe, to be a very safe bet. If you got more than 512 gigabytes on your handheld, we got bigger issues to talk about, because at that point just buy the console and just get whatever, you know. But 512, and then you have a different expandable, so you can do 128, you can do 256, you get the gist, right? So expandable space. So if you want to download those games, you can. Two, kind of like pivoting off of one, give us the ability to purchase and download games directly to this console. So for example, if I want to play Call of Duty and it's not in cloud gaming, but I'm mobile, I'm traveling, I don't want to be like, well, that's that. No, I want to be able to purchase this game and download it to my console. Now, I know a lot of people say Call of Duty, man, that's about 300 gigs by itself. It's not the point. The point I'm saying is I want to be able to play AAA titles that I personally want to play. Black Myth Wukong. Games that I really would love to play on my handheld without having to say, well, it's not on cloud gaming libraries, so therefore it's not at my disposal. No, negative Ghost Rider. I say with the expandable storage, just make everybody happy. PlayStation will feel like, well, you got to own the game first. Cool. So if you own the game first, you'll get when you download the game. Once you download it into your library, you obviously log under your login, under your ID. They're going to notice that it's you. And obviously, you may have to put in your password or whatever it may be, but you can download the digital version to that. Now, knowing PlayStation, they're going to figure out some sort of financial, toss in for that. So I feel like if you had to put a financial tag on it or a price on it, let's just say you got the physical game, then you can purchase the digital version of it for this console exclusively for $10. So with that being said, you can't be a little sneaky person here and log in on your buddy's console, actual PlayStation 5 console, and purchase the game for $10 and therefore he has it. No, it's only exclusive to the portal. So if I log into my PlayStation account and I see Black Myth Wukong in my library and it says, do you want to purchase the digital version of the game that you own? Yes, I do. That's $10. Guess what? You made residuals off of the game that you already sold me, and now I'm not paying the independent cost of the game all over again. So now I can build my library. Now, and then guess what, PlayStation? In the future, you can probably bring the price up a little bit on your actual game. So you can say, hey, you want to purchase a game with the digital copy included, instead of $69.99, it's now $79.99, whatever the case may be. So you got the digital version and you got the hardware version. And that's a way you can really, Voodoo used to do it back in the days. Remember Voodoo? Voodoo used to do it when you purchase a movie, a DVD, or a Blu-ray, and you had the digital copy as well as the physical copy, right? So with that being said, that'll be 2, okay? Ability to purchase and download games to your independent library without having to be solely dependent on cloud. 3, I would say battery life. better battery life on this thing. I hear a lot of people say the battery life is not the greatest. So people can be playing this thing for hours on end, especially if you're at the airport, your plane got delayed, or let's say you ride on a train, you're on the bus, or you public transportation, you're riding an Uber, whatever it may be. You want to be able to game it without really looking at the battery meter and it's like, oh my god, this is a killer. No, like more improved battery. Maybe, just maybe, have your own brand battery pack for this thing. I mean, knowing y'all make accessories for everything. Make a brand battery pack that you can use for your console on the go. I mean, there you go. So, because when you download those new other games, AAA title games, they're going to demand more hardware power and they're going to demand more source. So, which means you will need a better and more reliable battery. So that's 3. 4, we want to talk about quality of gaming. Now, we're not asking to give us 4K 60 lock or anything of the sort. I mean, it's a handheld, so we can't expect too much. But what I will say is, I will be comfortable at 1440p 60 lock. Or sorry, 1440p 120, right? That could be the max there, right? And obviously, it's going to be subject to certain games. But even if you can't say, Chris, that's a tall order to have. It's 120 or 1440p on a handheld. Okay, give me 60 frames. I mean, I'm not expecting this to be the same, like, just the workhorse that the actual console is. That is just nonsense to believe that. But give me something that is close to it, right? I don't want to feel like I'm going backwards in graphics and in technology. I don't want to feel like I'm going back to the Stone Age here. I want to feel like I'm able to play the game at a great enough visual quality to enjoy the game and admire just the world building or whatever game I'm playing. Okay, that's 4. 5, let's talk about this here. So at 5, I feel like, what if you do it as if you had a controller, right? It could be added like an actual controller. For example, let's say I'm playing, I don't know, It Takes Two, right? Or Sackboy, or any multiple player game. Let's say I'm playing the new Tekken, right? So I say if I'm playing Tekken, I'm playing against my wife, right? She wants the game. She might be in her room, she might be in the tub taking a bath, she time, whatever it may be. I'm on the console, but she wants to catch up and play the game with me. You know what? She could pick up her console, which is a portal. She have her account. I send her an invite, or she could just be this player 2, right? And we have a split screen. On her screen, it's going to show her the whole visual, and on my screen it's going to show the whole visual, right? But it's going to show it as if we go playing each other. So give me that ability to say I can play online with my buddies who are playing on their consoles, and this can be a controller for that particular reason, right? So I can use it as just an extension of player 2. Okay, so a lot of people say we can just send them a friend request. No, we talking about local gaming, right? We talking about couch co-op is what we talking about, the old school way of playing. So let's say if that person's in the other part of the house, they can play that couch co-op version of the game with you. Now, if they're out and about, obviously that won't count because you have to be connected to the console itself. We get it. I get the logistics of it all. But all I'm just saying is that'll be a pretty neat idea, because let's just say, a person in the part of the house, they want to play it, but they're comfortable where they are, and it just really gives you that inclusion, as far as like, that's pretty cool. Now you can say, well, you can just sit beside each other on the couch, woo-woo. Yeah, that's true, but I mean, with this console, why not? Why not have that as an added feature? I mean, to me, that'd be pretty badass, right? And then let's say you can turn it to an actual controller, to like a standalone, just base controller. So let's say if they are sitting beside you on the couch, whoever's out there being the smarty, hey, they could turn this to an actual controller, right? And then their visual would be on the screen as yours. It'd just be as if they had a secondary controller. All right, cool. But when they walk away or step away, they then move their visual to the actual screen so they can continue the gameplay. That'll be pretty neat. That'll be a pretty real neat feature there. I mean, it's better than what they've been doing before. I'm sorry. Okay, that's 5. Now, I don't have a 6 per se, but if I was to add a 6 in there, I will say this. Give us the ability to, how can I put this? Give us the ability when we're playing this console to where we can have multiple accounts on this console. So So let's say if my son wants to play on this handheld and I don't want him to mess with none of my gameplay or none of my progress on a game that we might be mutually playing, he can log in under his account and sign me out of my account, and he can play it unbothered and just have a ball. Think about it like the Nintendo Switch. Remember how the Switch has multiple profiles on one console and one don't cross over the other. Now, I do understand if there's a scenario if this profile owns this game and this profile does not, you cannot play that game. I get it. Let's stick to those rules. I'm not trying to make it, just a free for all here. But what I'm saying is, if we do both individually own this particular game, I don't want to come back and my progress is already beaten and the credits are rolling on a game that I've been savoring, right? So give me the ability to add different profiles on here, and we can download and purchase games on those profiles. So now granted, the game will be downloaded to that profile. So if I log into mine, I won't see what they have on their profile unless I'm on theirs. So I'm not, I didn't purchase where this game come from. It's assigned to that exact profile. And then 6, as an honorable mention, can we please stream? Can we stream like Hulu, the regular stuff, YouTube and Netflix? That'd be pretty solid, right? I mean, can we stream my content? Can we do that? Right? I don't know. Give us apps like Pandora and like Apple Music and Amazon Music, like let us really use this as the PSP. You did it with the PSP way back when. Don't hit us with how NASA hitting us with the moon and going to the moon. We don't have that technology anymore. We discard it. Don't hit us with that BS. Like, you can do it. It's very plausible. Okay, so that's just my six suggestions for the PlayStation Portal. Probably not an update. That'd be too much of a tall order for an update, but maybe the Portal 2, perhaps the Portal 3 to get the technology put together. I'm just saying, if you want to really gain traction with this, you're going to have to do something different than what you're doing, because what you're doing, you're losing. With mobile gaming the way it is, the phone that I'm recording on, I can snap my backbone on it and play your same games from your library on my iPhone, and I don't need this guy. So make it to where I need this. Create the need. You're not creating the need. You're just creating things to just collect money, and it's not working now, is it? So holla at me. Holla at me. With that being said, I appreciate y'all for jumping in or chiming in on this episode and just let me ramble as I normally do. I know I can get long-winded, but make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Yet another episode of Blerd Talk. You know where to find me next time. Peace.